So I guess let me ask you this, because I think,
Yeah.
and correct me if I'm wrong, we were talking like this was maybe a few weeks ago,
Uh-huh.
maybe even a month or so ago now, and you were saying that your son, he was in a process of kind of buying maybe his first investment property. Was that
No,
accurate?
he's looking at buying his first house, man. He's
Okay.
looking at buying the house that he's going to live in for his final 2 years up at school. We actually looked at one yesterday.
Okay. So then I guess it's still a pretty good question. So what's the difference, or how do you determine or advise people as it relates to buying a house as opposed to buying an investment property? Because I guess I'm of the mindset personally that everybody, regardless of whether you have a house or not, should at least own an investment property. But I guess how do you
You got to own your own home first.
Okay.
Lending guidelines state you got to, in order to buy an investment property, you first must own a home of your own. Okay, that's kind of a guideline for lending. Okay.
Oh, hold on. I guess how does that work? So you're saying that before I own a home, before I own an investment property, I have to own a home. Is that through like a FHA, or is that, or like any loan, or is that just like a particular type of loan?
Well, again, that's Fannie Mae's guidelines. Verbatim. You cannot own an investment property if you don't own the primary home. If you want to live with mom and dad and buy an investment property, and you're buying it cash, you can do whatever you want to do. Okay, but if you want to get a mortgage for it, and you want to put 25% down, I'm sure there's a way that you can get around it. But there's no other way to go about doing so that I'm aware of.
And that's good information, because I guess I've never I guess I never knew that. I was thinking if you were renting a place and you wanted to go purchase an investment property to start renting it out.
25% down, 25% down, you can make it happen.
Right. No. Okay. So you're saying in the event that you're trying to put less than 25% down.
Yeah, there's no other way.
Okay, but you're saying you can rent somewhere, be renting a place somewhere. You want to go buy an investment property.
The guidelines are very strict with regards to that. I haven't ran into that problem recently, but in the past I have ran into it. But say you own your home free and clear, and you want to go buy an investment property, you could do it, but you already own your own home. But it's really the risk rate, because you're renting something, you're buying a property and investing in a property, and you don't own your own home already to fall back on. Okay. And I think that's the way it's really looked at. And I'll have to look up the guidelines on that again and check it out, make sure it hasn't changed at all. But that was the guideline in the past, that you had to own your own home. You can't go out and get an FHA loan for an investment property.
And that makes perfect sense. I guess you were thinking, I thought you were thinking in terms of loans across the board or investment properties bought across the board. But that makes sense if, they don't want to go
buy. You're renting and you want to go buy a commercial investment property, and you got the funds to be able to do it, and you got the income. Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Right, for sure.
But when it comes to residential, 4-family and below, the underwriting guidelines read that you need to own your own home.
No, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, that makes